And to have a deeper view about policy in Indonesian fisheries sector, we have Mr. Saut Hutagalung. He's the Director General of Fisheries Product Processing and Market. Mr. Hutagalung, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. It's been a while. A lot of new things should be shared, especially under your ministry as well. Well, this is very interesting. Right away in our introductory remark, we have already shared the real condition, the picture, the way we depict Indonesian fisheries sector and also maritime sovereignty. The international player, the foreigners, they are reaping the benefit of our territorial water, especially from our fishery sectors. While our own local fishermen, they are struggling so hard in their own hometown, even just to survive under this kind of a fishery sector. What is in your idea on this, especially representing the ministries?
Yeah, that is exactly the situation. All the resources we have should be to the benefit of our people. But as you said, our people is struggling, to improve the family incomes. But on the other hand, we have these illegal practices, that enjoy all these resources. So that is the objective, of course, of the new policy. We have quite complete regulations and policies on how to utilize the resources. But what is lacking? What lacking is, of course, compliance. Lacking on this enforcement. So how to put this on work on the ground? That's the challenge. So within this new government, they would like to, of course, to promote the sustainability of the utilization of the resources. For what? Of course, for the prosperity of the fishermen, of the coastal community. So that is the idea with the new policy. As you said, Minister Regulation 56 on this moratorium of the fishing license, and also 57 on the prohibition of transshipment at sea. Basically, of course, how to protect our resources, how to promote our resources in a sustainable way, and by doing that, we'll give the opportunity more to our local fishermen, to our local community to enjoy the fishery resources, and of course, at the end, we can improve the prosperity or the incomes of the family. So that is the situation, and it is now the Minister of Marine Affairs and Fisheries, Madam Susi, that tried to implement this fully, because we have also already the Fisheries Law 45/2009 actually mandated us to promote sustainability. So basically, Madam Minister tried to enforce this, to put this on the ground, working on the ground, to promote sustainability.
Actually, long before we already have this mandate that
yes,
can
of course.
guide us. Then what will be the main biggest challenges, if I cannot use the word obstacles? What are the main challenges that seems like it's not that easy to translate and to realize and put it into practice, this particular mandate, as you mentioned?
Of course, the big issue is of enforcement, about compliance. As I said, of course, we have complete regulations, but not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough, not sufficient, and that's the main reason why the ministry introduced these new policies. Basically, not really creating new policy, but instead to really enforce, to really enforce, and of course to promote compliance of the players, of the fishing boat operators, including of course our fishermen. So this applies, of course, to foreign fishing fleets and also for our local fishermen in terms of promoting sustainability.
Right. Yeah.
But as a first priority, of course, for foreign fishing fleet.
Yeah. Mr. Saut, for the later session, I would like to discuss more what can ensure us that by this particular policy, especially the Ministerial Regulation number 56 and number 57, law enforcement can be stronger. After this one, sir. Baik, you are with us on the Economic Bus. We are now discussing about policy in Indonesian fisheries sector.